Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sani, that sports guy, taking you guys to the biggest and best sporting events, helping you attend these magnificent spectacles and inspiring you to do all things sport. And today, of course, it isn't actually a Sani sesh, because we're going back to the roots. We're going back to the Fireside chat because, as you guys know, the Premier League season is about to start. We have predictions to drop. Of course, you guys are going to get involved as well. But without further ado, let's get started. Finally, the Premier League has come back. I don't know why I'm going for the rock, but listen, the Premier League is finally back. First game of the season, Palace versus Arsenal. I can't wait for the season to start. It's been a long time coming. Of course, you saw me at the Women's Euros enjoying it. Of course, it was a great time. But of course now, the Premier League is about to start. And let me go straight into it with who I think is going to win the Premier League. It's a tough one. You've got City, you've got Liverpool. Perennial champions versus the perennial bridesmaids. Not bad bridesmaids if you ask me though, because they've won quite a lot of trophies. But listen, they've finished second a few times behind Manchester City. And it's a massive title race. We know City have signed Haaland, Liverpool have signed Nunez, two hitmen. We all know what happened in the Community Shield, although you can't really take too much from that. Pre-season, both teams have had pretty good pre-seasons. Again, can't take too much from pre-season, but now the season's about to start. We'll see who are the champions. I think it's an interesting one. I think Liverpool had some very good business this summer. City have had fairly good business as well. I think Alvarez is a pretty good signing. Yes, losing Sterling was key, I think, for them going forward, but Alvarez is a good signing. It'll be interesting to see how Liverpool also play this season as well. I mean, Nunez is their hitman. We all know Mane left. Will they be... It'll be interesting to see how Liverpool play, especially with Nunez at top. They've never really, under Klopp, had a proper number 9. I don't think you could class Firmino as a number 9. You obviously have Salah on one side, and then you'll probably have Diaz on the other, with, of course, Jota off the bench. So it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic works as well. I think, of course, with City, yeah, you've got Grealish one side. I think Grealish is going to have a really good season for City as well. I think Sterling going means that he's got the left flank all to himself, and he's going to get, I think, a boatload of assists, which, speaking of assists, we'll get onto later. Then, of course, defensively, both teams are very solid. Keepers are very good. Midfield, it'll be interesting to see how that midfield works, I think, for City. Now that Fernandinho's definitely gone, you're going to have Rodri there playing probably alongside Bernardo Silva. And then, obviously, Kevin De Bruyne. In Liverpool, I think they are lacking a midfielder, in my opinion. I think they have pretty good starting three in midfield, but I think they lack something, just a bit of creativity, in my opinion. But again, listen, I'm not the manager of Liverpool, and I'm not a sport director either, so I can't really say anything. But who do I think is going to win the Premier League? I think City are going to win it. It's going to be a three-peat, but it's going to be close. This one, I think, is going to be something I'm still 50-50 on, even going into the first game of the fixtures for both respective clubs. But I think City are going to win it. But again, it's going to be a very tight title race, for sure. Of course, if I think City are going to win the Premier League and Liverpool finish second, who is going to make the top 4? Now, this is going to be an intriguing race, because there are about, I'd say personally, 3 clubs. People might say 4 or 5, but I think 3 clubs are in the running for 2 spots. In my opinion, I think Spurs are going to finish third. Had a pretty good summer, I think, in the transfer window. Very good signings that I think Conte is going to get the most out of. I think Perisic is a pretty good acquisition. I know people are talking about he's 34, he's this and he's that, but very astute signing in my opinion. Basuma is a very good signing. I think obviously making Kulusevski permanent was a very good signing. Jed Spence as well at right back. Great signings, I think. I think Spurs have got something good going there. Obviously kept Kane. Sonny's going to be a beast. Midfield's going to be good. Defensively solid. He's made Eric Dyer look amazing as well, Conte. So credit to Conte this season. I think they finished third. Maybe some of you might disagree. Let me know in the comments. And fourth, this is where things get interesting. On the one hand, you've got Arsenal, and the other hand, you've got Chelsea. I think Arsenal had a pretty good window in terms of they signed a striker, which they definitely needed. Harry Jesus, I think he's a decent striker. He'll get quite a lot of goals, I think, for them in the Premier League season. Then, of course, they signed Vieira, who, you know, again, we haven't really seen too much of him, but again, good signing. Zinchenko, again, I'm not too sure with him. He's a versatile player, but normally versatile means that you don't really have a position that you're very good at. But again, he's a player that'll come in handy for Arsenal, I think, especially with Tierney, that's potentially injured a lot, and defensively, in terms of the midfield, defensive midfield, that is, he'll be good there as well. Chelsea, on the other hand, of course, they've just signed Sterling, Koulibaly. Looks like Cucurella is going to come. Still from the lacking a striker, in my opinion. I think loaning Lukaku was key for them. But I think they're lacking a striker. I think Sterling normally does a lot better when there is a number 9 in front of him. So it'll be interesting to see where he plays and how he plays off, let's say, a false 9, if Havertz plays as a false 9. But I think going forward, Chelsea, They might lack that. The midfield, very solid. Defensively, I think they'll be solid. I know they lost Rudiger, but I think Koulibaly is a good signing for them. Again, who do I think is going to make top 4? It's an interesting one. I think the choice based on pre-season and the hype, I think you'd go Arsenal. But for me, I think Chelsea are going to make top 4. They've just got a bit of know-how. I think Arsenal are going to try and go for the Europa League in terms of winning that, so it might distract them a little bit. But listen, I won't be shocked if Arsenal make it. And you're thinking, why have you not mentioned this club here, Manchester United? And the reason that is I don't think we're going to finish top 4. And who do I think is going to get relegated? I think this is more of an easier one for me. I think Bournemouth are going to go down. Haven't really made that many signings in terms of Premier League proven signings. I think a lot is going to be relied on in terms of Dominic Solanke. I think 19th probably is going to be Fulham. Again, I do like Marco Silva. I think he's a decent manager. But again, I just think they need to design a little bit more going forward. And it all depends on Mitrovic as well. We all know he's a baller in the Championship, but Premier League is that one step above. And then 17th, this might be a bit of a red herring. People might be thinking, oh, you know, he's going for something a bit different just for the sake of being different. But I think Brentford might go down this season. I think Brentford, losing Eriksen, they put a lot of eggs into that basket of Eriksen. They didn't get him. I don't really think their signing is going to work out. Ivan Toney's going to have to rely on him again. And I think second season syndrome might be a thing for Brentford this season. Listen, I hope they stay up. It's a breath of fresh air having these new sides in the Premier League. I mean, obviously we've just seen Nottingham Forest return to the Premier League. Well, I say return, but they were obviously there a long time ago. And it's good to see teams like that back in the Premier League who have a lot of history, of course, have won a European Cup as well. So seeing these sides back in the Premier League and even new blood like Brentford is good to see, but I just think Brentford are going to go down. The last two predictions, of course, are top goal scorer and who's going to win the most assists. In terms of goal scoring, again, there's just gunmen all over the pitch when it comes to the Premier League. You're thinking it's Call of Duty, there's snipers here, there's gunmen there, there's a sentry there. You know, there's all sorts. You're going to have Haaland there, Nunez, Kane, Jesus, Ronaldo, Vardy, Kane, Son. There's a lot of players. Salah, of course. But I think Harry Kane is going to finish top of the goal scoring chart. If he stays fit, he will get at least 28 goals, I think, this season. The reason as well I'm saying this is because, yes, he might drop deep like he has done in previous seasons for Spurs, but I think Conte is going to want him to see him at the cutting edge of the game. And I mean that in terms of goal scoring. I think he's going to get a lot of goals. Son and Kulusevski are going to provide. I think Richarlison also gives him a lot of competition, so Kane, of course, has to bag. Kane's a great goal scorer. He'll probably break Shearer's record, the rate he's going at. But I genuinely think Kane will finish top in what will turn out to be a crazy race for the Golden Boot. I think assists will be an interesting battle. There's a few players that might have an opportunity. I was looking at maybe Odegaard, especially now that he's captain for Arsenal. He's going to probably be playing every game. Vieira for Arsenal will be a pretty good signing. Bruno, he's always up there. I think Sancho is going to have a very good season as well for us. Van de Beek, if he plays for us as well, he could be very good as well. For Liverpool, you know, the usual suspects. You're going to have Salah up there. You're going to have Trent up there, Robbo. City, of course, Kevin De Bruyne. Easy option when it comes to top assists. I think Grealish is going to be up there as well. Chelsea, Mount's going to be up there in my opinion. Again, very good player. Probably Chelsea's best player last season, to be honest. And then, of course, Spurs, Kane, Son, Kulusevski, I think, is going to have a very good season as well. So, listen, there's many players up there who are going to finish in the top half of the assist rankings. But I think, in terms of who I think is going to win the most assists, I think I'm going to go with Kevin De Bruyne. Easy choice, I think. But I think he's going to have a very good season, especially when he's going to be playing Haaland. That is if City play to his strength. Again, I think Grealish could be there or thereabouts as well, because I think he's going to provide a lot of cutbacks to Haaland. But I'm going with De Bruyne. But guys, that's all I have for Premier League predictions. Let me know what you guys think in terms of who's going to win the league, top 4, who's getting relegated, top goal scorer, and of course, top assist maker. And of course, for you guys that are involved in either the Sani Sport League or the Sani Football League, drop your predictions. And if you are right, you will get bonus points when it comes to the end of the season. So make sure you drop your predictions in the comments. But that's it for now. It's a short video. I hope you guys have enjoyed that video. I can't wait for the season. Wait for the reel. I'm dropping major throwback, and make sure to like and comment on that reel when it's out. And of course, sharing your stories. But as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fireside chat. It has been a while, but don't worry, there'll be more fireside chats throughout the season. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. And as always, guys, until next time.